I think the first thing that you notice when you are a part of PAL-MAC, and particularly for me coming into the intermediate building, is just the level of ownership that people take, that our staff take, that our students take, that everybody that works in the building and in the district takes, and the pride that they take in being a part of this family.
Leadership for us is also about engaging students in relevant coursework, which helps them understand their strengths and develop areas in which they need to continue to grow. And what we do is accentuate collaboration amongst our students, so then as they work together, they develop that leadership in the classroom.
I don't think it's unusual to look at a young child as having the ability to lead or to have choice. That's how children learn at a young age.
We're proud of the distinctions that we've received, being a lighthouse school and one of the only middle schools in the state that's achieved that status. And also for the New York State School of Character this year, we were the only middle school in New York State to receive that designation.
It is with great pleasure that I announce that Dr. Robert Ike, Superintendent of the Palmyra Macedon Central School District, has been selected as the 2018 New York State Superintendent of the Year.
First of all, I want to say thank you for this honor, because it represents all of you and our entire community. Because one person, even though it says Superintendent of the Year, it doesn't happen with me alone. It happens because of all of you.
We're super proud of those distinctions, but at the same time, we really know that what is most important is the work that we're doing with students and really working to inspire students to make a difference in their school and their local community.
We're constantly trying to grow and take opportunities, and not based on what this district's doing or this district's doing. It's based on what we feel like is right for our kids.
One of the newest things that we're working on is looking at how we can continue to personalize learning for students, and that's using our Chromebooks.
We've introduced mindfulness at a different level. We're improving how we're doing that and increasing the level of support around mindfulness to really embrace that whole child.
Students are working in something that we call DEAL groups, and DEAL stands for Drop Everything and Lead, and that's exactly what we do.
Every single classroom, every kid in this building has a Chromebook that they can use anytime that they want.
School's always open because it's always online for them, because the teachers have uploaded content and resources, and students have the ability to interact with that and interact with each other.
That device, no matter who you are, where you come from, gives you the ability that it does your neighbor, or the student that gets off the bus stop in a completely different neighborhood. That says a lot about our community and like what our board feels like is important and where our fiscal management goes towards, and to really help even that playing field so that all kids have this device that they may not have otherwise.
The Board of Education sometimes is seen as this like group where people go, what do they do? And they are incredible volunteers. They support all of the things that go on that give opportunities for kids, staff, and families.
Once a month, we take time out of our schedule, and students have indicated an interest in an area where they would like to help and support in the building, and they have an advisor that helps them to make that happen. And during that time, students are working on projects that contribute positively to the school community or the local community.
Our lunch leaders, which is a group of students that we've just selected across grade levels that come together to talk about exactly that, lunch. And they have an opportunity to be empowered and have some say in what potentially we could be using to fuel our kids at lunch.
This program has helped me to be a leader. I think it's cool to know what's going to be going on to the menu and know what is in it and be able to choose what's for lunch.
Giving that kids the opportunity to say at one point at lunch someday, hey, I put this on the menu. Hey, this was our idea. I think that's so powerful for them.
Being mindful is understanding how you are feeling. For a student, it's hard for us to understand what the stressors are. We may just see the behavior but not understand what the cause of that behavior was. So when we talk to students about being mindful, we're helping them understand their emotions and their body so they can gain control on their own. To just say, this is a time for you to kind of be mindful, and let's get ourselves back to a point where we can learn.
The relationships that our teachers have with our kids is something that I've never seen before. Kids want to do well. They want to be a part of our building. Kids are excited to come to school. And the way that our kids feel about being here is because of what our teachers create for them.
We've been explicit to talk about the student that is caring, or someone who's open-minded, or someone who likes to take risks within the classroom and has that resilience in the classroom. It's not always the student that has their hand raised or someone who's very vocal.
When we traditionally think about leadership, I think we sometimes have a certain type of personality in mind, that you have to be somebody that's very charismatic and very comfortable talking in front of people to be a leader. But I think our students are learning that there are different types of leadership, and that there's quiet leadership, and there's persistent leadership, and there's people that can just get jobs done.
The group that just did the blood drive, I had never heard of a group of students at this level coming together to make that big of an initiative.
Kids aren't allowed to donate blood yet because they're not old enough, so we help out and try to get adults to come donate blood.
We had 30, 40, 50 community members coming in to be a part of a blood drive that our students organized. And not only organized, but they managed.
We have different stations that we help at, and we help people be comforted while they're donating blood, and we help give out snacks, help register them, make thank you cards.
That's building skills in our kids that you don't get from books and you don't get from classroom teaching. You get that from experience.
I was like, I really want to do this because I want to help others, and I want to be a leader in the world. And once I found out that it was helping others, I said, okay, I'm in.
That ability to be prideful in what you're doing as a 9 or 10-year-old is so powerful for a kid that carries them through the rest of their time here at Pell-Mac, and you see that even when I look at some of our high school programs.
Going to Pell-Mac has really taught me how to be a leader in the classroom and on the field, so it's a learning experience I'm really thankful for.
When I walk the hallways and I look in and I will look at these classrooms and watch what goes on with these students, I'm blown away. Our PE staff has brought new and exciting initiatives, things like archery that we're beginning to bring to our students, and also the high and low ropes course, which is very exciting to see their work in leading the way to new and exciting opportunities for students.
I'm signing my national letter of intent to play lacrosse for Kent State University. Kent State is Division I, and it's going to be the women's lacrosse program's inaugural season when I start playing, so it's just something really exciting to be a part of.
If you've seen one of our musicals, you may not know that all of the students design the sets, or that the students work on lighting cues and the sound and all of the things behind the stage to make that experience something special. The extra satisfaction that I get to see when I watch something like that is, that's not just teacher driven, that's student developed and student delivered. So it's important to see that we're really expanding that definition of leadership, not only just within the traditional sense. Everyone can be a leader, and that's important for us to express.
No matter what their talent or their academic level or achievement or reading level, every student has the ability to have a voice, the ability to lead on their opinion, to share their idea. And I believe we need to foster that. So we have critical thinkers, and we just don't have kids that are just going with the flow or what's popular.
I'm excited to be in a district that's led by the Superintendent of the Year for New York State, Dr. Ike. It helps me be a better individual, better professional.
When I think about Dr. Ike and that award, it's the reputation that it carries as a district and the pressure that builds for me. And pressure for me isn't a bad thing. I take that and I like it because it's going to make us better. It's going to make our teachers better. It's going to make our kids better. It's going to make our programs better because we know that we're trying to live up to this standard that he set for us.
And so my role, as I see it, is to take action and remove barriers so that every child and every kid, no matter their circumstances, can access education for their futures and for ours.
He's a little like Norman Rockwell. It's the blend between the traditional ideals of school, yet a pioneer in moving us forward in a way in which is so subtle that you don't sense that all of a sudden you inch forward, and all of a sudden you look and you're the one out front.
Think about those things that make you proud to be part of Pell-Mac, and we can celebrate as a community and make it known across New York State that Pelmac is the best school district on the planet. Thank you.